Hi, everybody. Pastor Kirk here on a chilly Friday morning that is supposed to warm up into the 70s. I feel like I've stepped into a parallel universe where Sacramento is on the same latitude as Duluth. Everybody told me when I moved here how this town is 10 to 15 degrees hotter than San Diego. You know, out in my garden, tomatoes are going, "Hey, what's going on here? What month is this? Brr!" And I tell them, well, it's practically June. Who would have guessed? I'm sitting here, look, in a down vest and over a polo shirt. Fashion plate. The shirt says it's summer. The vest says not yet. My mom used to say, dress in layers. You know, the clouds may still part and the sun comes shining through. Sounds like a song. If you just smile. By the way, some of you have asked about my bluebirds. Lael and I, we have a bluebird box right off our front porch, and we are pleased to announce 5 baby bluebirds are less than a week away from fledging. We're very excited godparents, and if you go to the website, you can see a picture of our babies. Hey, this is Memorial Day weekend, a civilian salute to everybody who has served our country in the armed forces, and a special hats off and a moment of silence to all who gave the ultimate sacrifice. There's a moving line in America the Beautiful, which we're going to sing on Sunday at our classic service. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. May God continue to shed his grace on our beautiful country. Hey, school's almost over. Summer's almost here. Our kids leave for Hume Lake on June 12. Pray for those life-changing decisions for Christ up there while they're at camp. You know, the Sunday they get back, June 19, we have baptism scheduled in our new baptistry. And some of our returning students will doubtless want to mark their new faith commitments by being baptized or by reenacting their baptisms. And if God is doing something similar in your life, or maybe you have never sealed your Christian faith by being baptized, call the church office and we'll schedule it and we'll include you. Remember, baptism is not some church formality. It is a command of the Lord Jesus Christ to everyone who follows him as a disciple. This summer, you know, I'm looking on my calendar. We have 7 camps that we do on our church grounds. We have sports camp, music camp, summer blast, theme days. And to pull off those camps, we need dozens of helpers. And so are you a fun person? Are you available to volunteer for one of our weeks or more? Stop by the children's ministry table at the cafe or call the church office. We need you to be able to pull these camps off. You know, many of our mission teams are taking off during summer. We're going to Russia, Romania, Malawi, Mexico. I'll be heading to Africa for 2 weeks with a team at the end of June to visit our Hope Center and the over 200 orphan and vulnerable children that we support and care for. We commissioned all the team members last Sunday. Did you see that? You know, after church, a visitor from a Presbyterian church in Arkansas came up and expressed astonishment at how many of our people are going out in mission. Few things radicalize us as followers of Jesus like going out on a mission trip, going to some place totally unfamiliar where you have got to trust the Lord because you're totally out of your comfort zone. I'm very proud of this church, our church, and I know the Lord is very pleased with this missional emphasis that is ours. You know, last Tuesday we had our second town hall meeting to discuss a name change for our church. Our elders have voted unanimously to explore this change, and these 2 meetings were an opportunity for the leadership to take the temperature of the congregation on this issue. And if you go to our website, fopc.org, and click on Town Hall Meetings, or just wait for the billboard to say Town Hall, you can click on that. You can go to our website where scores of comments and suggestions have been posted by folks in our congregation at the town hall meetings in response to 4 questions. Why should we change our name? Why should we keep our name? If we changed, what name would you suggest? What word or phrase captures our church's core identity? You know, this is the beginning of a conversation the whole church is invited to engage in as we move into the future that God has for us. Remember, it's the future God wants for us, not the future we want. And, you know, when Jesus summons us on a mission, he invariably stretches and challenges us and takes us often to places we're not thinking we're going. We're not expecting or even wanting to go necessarily. And it takes us out of our comfort zone. And the name change discussion is just a small part of the larger question: what kind of church is God calling us to be now that we are free to fly? What is our unique mission? What is the vision God is giving our church about our particular identity and direction? You know, every church has a kind of special calling on it. How are you going to be different in the mission of Jesus in your community? Of course we're Presbyterian and will continue to be. But Presbyterian does not describe our core identity and mission. That's what we have to get clear on. Our core identity and mission, whether we change our name or not. And that's why we all have to be engaged in this conversation. I'm very interested in hearing what everybody has to say, but I want to make sure everybody gets informed about why we think we even need to be talking about this stuff. Have you read Pastor Henry's and my letter? Have you gone to the website and looked at all the comments people have posted? As you can see, many people have posted many comments, and that is great. The session met just last Wednesday, as usual, and one thing we did was we debriefed our town hall meetings. And there was a strong consensus. We have 22 elders, we have 3 pastors. Strong consensus we should move forward with a name change. But we're going to take our time. Let's listen. And let's let the conversation play out. While several have argued strongly for keeping our Presbyterian name, we heard you at our town hall meetings. We've gotten your emails and letters. Many have agreed it's time to change it. And at our town hall meetings, there was a gracious spirit and an openness to that whole conversation that was very encouraging. You may not have heard yet, by the way, First Presbyterian Church of Roseville, which left the PCUSA with us 2.5 years ago, just last Sunday, they announced their new name, Centerpoint Community Church. Wow. And like us, you know, they redeemed their property from the PCUSA in March. And as you can see, they've lost no time repositioning themselves to welcome their community and minister to their community. One major issue is why we're having this conversation is we don't want to be confused with the theological liberalism that most people associate with Presbyterian. But you need to know the bigger issue is, what changes do we need to make to ensure that our church has a robust and vital future? We absolutely must change and to grow our young family segment, or we will very quickly die in the next 10 years as we join the ranks of other, once great, now exhausted geriatric churches. We're not going to be like that. The next 10 years are going to be critical in determining whether we will successfully pass our faith and our church on to the next generation. And making those exciting and necessary adjustments, I am convinced, is what the Lord Jesus is calling us to do right now. And that's not only the task facing our church leadership, but facing every faithful church member. Our Summer Arise service starts the first Sunday in June. For those who have recreational or family plans for Sunday, but you don't want to miss church, come join us, 8 a.m. in the chapel. As you know, last week, one of the worst tornado disasters in modern history ripped through Joplin, Missouri. And we have a sister EPC church in that town that is actively involved in helping people put their lives together. If you go to our website, you can read the Presbyterian Layman article that describes the ministry of that church, and there's a link in that article to the church website. By the way, the name of that church it's a young church. It's a new church plant. They call themselves New Creation. I love that name. And there's a link to that church website where you can make an online donation to the relief work there, if the Lord prompts you to do that. Okay? That's all for now. God bless you. See you in church.